Okay, like I said, this is gonna be with regards to, our evals and how you write them, and essentially how you go about, looking at your promotion potential, right? Coop, do you like the advancement system the way it is?
I hate it so much.
You hate it so much, right? So usually it's a resounding no, we don't like the Navy advancement system. However, it's a system that we have, so we have to figure out how to work within that confines and make it the best we can. So in my chiefdom, right, we've come up, me and a few other guys have come up with a kind of a thing that helps us navigate that system a little bit more to better be able to promote and better to be able to write our evals to, aid in promotion, right? And what that is, we call it something simple, the 5 C's to advancement, right? The first C being command. What you do for the command, what's your job for the command. So if you look at the very first bullet in your eval, the very first thing you should be thinking about when you come to work during the day is, what do I do for the command? My job, right? What is my job? Am I doing it to the best of my ability, right? Am I the best and fully qualified, right? For air crewmen, it's easy. Are we a qualified air crew, right? For you, Leclerc, it's not that easy, right, to define like how you're qualified or how you guys are qualified, but we can get into later how to bolster that stuff for you. So what you do for the command, what's your job? That should be your first bullet, the first thing you think about when you come to work during the day in regards to your advancement. The second one is counseling. The second C is counseling or mentorship, or the thing that we chiefs like to the term that we like to use is sailorization, right? What do you do for your peers? What do you do for Cooper? And Cooper, what do you do for somebody like Hill, right? Are you bringing them up as far as like mentorship goes, sailorization goes? Are you bringing them up in the Navy, right? Like somebody brought you up, just paying it forward, right? The third C is collateral duty. Now, the collateral duty and the counseling part of it, you can kind of swap those depending if one's stronger than the other. As far as like how they look at stuff in the board and how they rack you and stack you in boards and stuff like that. And it goes with any of them. If one bullet's stronger than the other, you can swap. But normally, when it gets down to counseling and collateral duty, you can swap those depending on how strong they are. So the collateral duty, what do you do collateral-wise to help the command's mission, right? And Leclerc, what are some of the collateral duties, big collateral duties?
Neo operator.
Neo operator. Coop, give me one.
ACFL.
ACFL, command fitness, UPC, DAPA, all that stuff. All that the outlying stuff that makes the command, that makes the mission run. Are you assisting or leading in that type of collateral duty? In those type of duties, all the stuff, all the administrative stuff that makes a business or, a military entity run. Yeah, so what do we got? We got command, we've got counseling, we've got collateral duty. The second C is community service, right? So there's no other way to show a better face for the Navy in the outside community than volunteering in your community, right? And that's how the Navy looks at that is just that. You're putting on a good face in the local community for the community, so they have a better opinion, a better view of the Navy as a whole. And if you do that, it fosters better relationships, better esprit de corps between you and the community, right? So when the community works, the base works, and everybody works together, it just makes the whole thing better. So board-wise, Navy-wise, that's definitely works in your favor. The last C is college, and when I say college, I mean self-improvement, okay? Anything that helps self-improve. It doesn't necessarily have to be college, right? It can be maybe a little bit more community service. Maybe it could be a technical trade school. Maybe, the Navy cool stuff, the credentialing, all that kind of stuff that helps you self-improve. You're not necessarily helping the Navy out with this, but you kind of are. what you're doing is you're making yourself a better person, right, which in turn makes you a better sailor, right, which in turn makes the Navy better. Okay, so when you look at your eval, that block on the back, right? If you do those, if you write your eval in those orders, right? What do I do for the command? What is my job? Am I mentoring or counseling sailors, or have a very strong collateral duty, swappable, right? Am I strong in the community, and am I self-improving? You know, if you hit those wickets like that, and when you're looking at evals, right, if they're written that way, right, it's going to, if you look at board precepts for chief, right, they're written just that way, right? What they look for, best and fully qualified, down to self-improvement, you know. So there's a little bit of backing behind what I'm telling you. So write your evals that way. Think about your evals. Think about your day-to-day stuff when you're doing your career, right? When you're doing your career, you're thinking about your career progression. You know, that'll just help you out. All right. Well, thanks. I appreciate it. So, thanks.
A+.
Right. Good.